mailbox. Join the SubScribe mailbox. All the other various links you want to send me a comic or whatnot. So you can't escape diversity. Turns out modding the Sims video game is Wrongthink, and the people who make video games really hate their audience. So what happened was video games got woke, insufferably so, pushing heavy-handed left-wing, gay, trans, whatever agendas. And then people discover, well, we could, power of weaponized autism, how to mod these games to make them normal again, to wash away all that filth and degeneracy. Because it turns out that people really don't like diversity, gay, trans. No, those are actually not our values. You have to just say it with a straight face when they talk about all this kind of diversity stuff. You go, no, we're not into that at all. Screw that. And watch the expression change. Race swap characters? No, they can just go F right off with that. We want very Swedish characters in everything. All the things that we loosely call woke, and that word seems to bother the left still to this day. Things that people just don't give two shits about. If diversity and gay elements are so great, then why exactly do they have to be forced? Diversity sucks. Why gaslight us about it? And there was a governor who was doing an interview talking about this DEI, affirmative action, Larry Finks type of stuff, because companies, believe it or not, are finally starting to slow down on the forced DEI stuff, and she can't understand it in this interview. It just seems incredulous, because she claims that every study has shown that diversity is good for companies, except just a fucking mystery why these billion-dollar companies are so stupid and this elected representative is so smart, except, of course, she doesn't run a diverse business, and she's an elected official, and the business experts are telling her diversity is costing them money. So they're the experts, and she's just a effing idiot. It's this bizarre lack of self-awareness where people on the left who have zero experience seem to think that they're experts on a topic. Historically, diversity has destroyed everything it touches, from businesses to countries. I mean, you're looking at it right now. So the simple conclusion is that if diversity was beneficial, it wouldn't need to be forced. Obvious. I mean, a child would come to that conclusion. It's absolute cancer. It causes weakness in everything it touches. I mean, how many examples do you need? The other issue is, why do game companies give two shits if you mod their games? You're not passing it off as the original, and there's not brand confusion because most people have the originals. It doesn't make sense to go after the mods unless it's akin to your religion, pushing all this far left whatever, which it obviously is their religion. So for a long time, games have been forcing wokeness, which means like non-whites, fat, gay, trans, everything. It's stuff that people hate, and you're paying for the games, as these things are not cheap. And maybe this kind of goes back to Gamergates, when the gamers started to speak out against a corrupt industry. When was that, like 2013 or something? When whores could blow people for good reviews, and then they get mad and start a career over being a video game whore and go speak to the United Nations on the benefits of being a giant filthy whore and how to grift from angry fat chicks when they ran their what was their website called? Was it Feminist Frequency? Yeah, I mean, that was like they grifted for like 10 years. And maybe the cherry on the top of that whole period of time was Anita Sarkeesian going to Sweden to marry herself for her 40th birthday. Absolutely freaking bizarre. And it turns out that is peak feminism, where Zoe, Quinn, and Anita being grifting idiots for a decade, then hitting 40 and being childish cat ladies. And they were examples to young women that was how stupid the feminist push was from about 2013 to currently. And it pretty much hit the wall in like they did in 2016 when Trump got elected, because things shifted from well, they got shifted over to Trump, but simultaneously with him, there was the whole rise of the trans agenda. So it shifted from actual feminism, and there's various phases of it, which was obviously the 19th, and everything that flows from that was a mistake. It turns out that women voting destroys civilization. But it shifted from actual feminism for real women, i.e., people with pussies, to quote Chris Rock from CB4, to the rise of the trans issues, where it became Weimar trendy for parents to sterilize their children and commit genocide. I mean, it's absolutely bizarre, and you're living through it. But that actually kind of ended feminism because men started to take over the scene. As crazy as that sounds, were men in dresses were better feminists than actual women were. I mean, imagine telling telling your grandparents that this is where you'd be, but like earlier generations of feminists, the women's suffrage, women wearing the petticoats and holding up the signs and whatnot, that this is the future. You show them some 6'4" guy in a dress, and they're looking at you like, what are you talking about? How could a world go this crazy and not implode? It's like, well, yeah, that's kind of the next stage. They would think that you were taking crazy pills, which is obviously what a lot of this feels like. But the thing is, with video games and comics and movies, is there's no escape. They can't allow any juxtaposition of normalcy, because otherwise people would flock to it. It's kind of why they're destroying Japan as well. They're working furiously to destroy Japan, and they will. They are. You would need like for Japan, like a come to Mars moment to throw off what's happening, because they can't allow a functioning country without diversity, and Japan would have been that example. So they're eager to destroy it as well. And it's like with video games and movies. You're never going to get a movie from Hollywood that is just a fun movie made by like somebody like me, somebody with my kind of worldview, just is willing to be politically incorrect in the goal to try to be as funny as possible. Something like an Airplane from, what was that, 78 or something. And you're never going to get that in video games and comics, at least not in the big budget type of thing, because it just wouldn't get funded or any distribution, because they don't want people to look at these kind of movies or comics or games and go, this is what we're missing. This is the direction the country should have gone in. This is the direction pop culture and entertainment should have gone in. And the people would flock to that and to be $1 billion industry, $1 billion. And here's the thing. Here's in case I sound crazy. Look at movies and ask yourself why they don't do that. Why isn't there one that slips through the cracks? That's the thing. Not a single movie, video game, or comic, any of that kind of thing. At least at the big budget level, nothing slips through the cracks. It's all just this vanilla, soft, flavorless, pseudo humor, big screen Disney type of garbage where nothing really matters. There's no stakes. Everyone is just kind of a fungible cog in the Disney machine. Anyway, it's just all garbage, and it's not going to change anytime soon, to the point where they have to stop people from fixing their games is bizarre, because it's a religion, obviously. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.